TP-Link powerline adapters randomly disconnect. I recently bought a new PC which I use for gaming, mostly online games like TF2. In order to play the games without lag, the sales assistant suggested I use an Ethernet connection rather than wireless. Since my computer is upstairs while my router is downstairs, I bought TP-Link powerline adapters that go through the house mains. I can't remember the model name, but this is what they look like. However, at seemingly random times with no clear pattern, I will be disconnected from the internet. The icon in the bottom left of my screen that shows my internet connection will have a yellow warning triangle next to it, and I will be disconnected from any server I am on. Upon turning off the TP-Link adapters at the wall and turning them on again, the problem fixes itself and I am once again able to connect to the internet with no problem. How do I fix this issue? I have Windows 7 Home Premium. Update: I have discovered that turning the connector off at the socket and then turning it back on again fixes the problem. It still occurs randomly, however, forcing me to crawl under my desk every time it disconnects.
It seems to be an issue reported several times, but TP-Link do nothing to fix it. This URL. My advice, don't buy TP-Link powerline.
If you have the specific bug where you can replug the adapter to fix the connection, you can stop the connection from dropping by sending data over it at regular intervals. One way to do this is to ping your default gateway, home router, at regular intervals. You can add a Windows scheduled task for this. Go to Administrative Tools and GT, Task Scheduler and GT, Create Basic Task. Enter any name and click Next and GT. Select When I log on and click Next and GT. Select Start a Program and click Next and GT. In Program/Script, enter ping and in Add Arguments, optional, enter T and LT, address and GT, where and LT, address and GT, is the IP address of your default gateway. Click Finish. You can start the task immediately by going to Task Scheduler Library, right-click your created task, and click Run. For Ubuntu, go to Startup Applications, click Add. Enter any name and in Command, enter ping and LT, address and GT, where and LT, address and GT, is the IP address of your default gateway. Click Add. Log out and then log back in to start the task.
A few things to try that weren't mentioned. Upgrade the firmware, US or UK. Plug both powerline adapters directly into the wall outlet. Don't use them on a surge suppressor, UPS, etc. Troubleshoot any sources of interference by unplugging as many devices in your home as possible, particularly those on the same circuit. If the problem goes away, start plugging them back in until you find the problematic device.
Firstly, the official tools for troubleshooting home plug connections suck. I wish I had it when I was troubleshooting my setup, but HomePlug Monitor is a great tool for understanding your home plug network. You get significantly better information than the standard tools supplied with your units. The lights on the units should be green, and at worst amber, never red, but that's kinda useless. Secondly, it's useful to try to understand your overall electrical network. In my case, I found that I had worse connections whenever my washing machine was on, and that relocating the plug resulted in better connections. Pass-through units also act as filters, and are a good idea near anything electrically noisy, switch mode power supplies and large motors such as vacuum cleaners, washing machines, air conditioning and so on. Since switching them on and off helps, I suspect the connection between the units is weak, and this is where HomePlug Monitor helps, and trying to move them between different suitable plug points should help.
If you want to support the channel, please consider subscribing.